So the NHL season is officially over. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup, and the Lightning still haven't re-signed Steven Stamkos. Anyways, this was a video I've been wanting to make due to the mixed feelings I've seen from Lightning fans throughout this entire postseason, and it just seems to be something that not everyone agrees on. So I'm going to give my opinion on the Battle of Florida, the Lightning fan perspective. I will say this right now. I do not speak for all Lightning fans. I'm one fan of many fans, and please leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm just basing this on the feelings I felt throughout the playoffs and honestly all of our history with the Florida Panthers, the way I felt about them, and then some recent conversations I've had with a bunch of Lightning fans, things I see on social media, what the Tampa Bay Lightning post on social media, talk radio, all this stuff jumbled into one. This is what I think about it. So I feel like this has come up the most during this final series. It almost had the feeling of it's Florida versus everybody. Between us, when I say us, Panthers and Lightning, we've been the representative for the Eastern Conference for the last 5 seasons, which is absolutely insane. Shout out to our team. So I feel like there was this feeling throughout the Lightning fan base, at least a portion of it, of let's root for the Florida team. They're from Florida, just like us. We've been the representative from the Eastern Conference. Let's keep the cup, or bring the cup back to Florida. And then, of course, because we are rivals, I guess geographical rivals, we'll call it, Battle of Florida, there are fans that I saw, plenty of them, that wanted the Panthers to lose just for that reason, which is perfectly fair. For myself, I really didn't have a rooting interest. If the Panthers won, it was just going to be cool, good for them. They got their first. If the Oilers won, it wasn't going to be, haha, Panthers lost again. It was just going to be, okay, cool. McDavid got his, awesome. Throughout watching the Panthers through this entire playoff run, I never felt, bro, I want them to lose. Please let them lose. They're our rivals. We can't let them win a championship. Not an inch. Not a centimeter. Not a millimeter. I did not feel it at all. Just being honest. And like I said, no, I was not actively rooting for the Panthers because they're from Florida or whatever the reason may be. I was not rooting for them. I just was okay if they won. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and, say I didn't think it would have been funny if they had a top 3 collapse in sports history. If they would have lost in Game 7, would have been pretty funny. But I was not watching Game 7 like, come on, Oilers, McDavid, let's go. It just didn't happen. And when I try to compare it to something, let's go with the 2019 Stanley Cup, Boston Bruins versus the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues, a team I have nothing against. The Boston Bruins, I hate them. I do. They're not our rival like the Florida Panthers are, but I hate them. We have more history with the Boston Bruins than we do with the Florida Panthers. I do not like Boston the city. I do not like Boston the team. I don't like the players. I was actively rooting for Boston to lose in 2019. It is completely different than what just happened in this last Stanley Cup final. So if Boston's, definitely a team that the fan base overall dislikes, but they're not our rival, there's not a name to it like the Battle of Florida, and then there's the Panthers where I don't feel those same things. Why am I not feeling that way about my rival? You see what I'm saying? Why am I not feeling hatred towards my rival? So let's look at the history and talk about it for a little bit because, for a long time, there wasn't really anything there. One team just really wasn't that competitive. Put it nicely. One team was, pretty consistently making the playoffs. Other team pretty consistently wasn't. One team, fan base kind of thriving. You want to talk about the sellout streak since 2016. It's still going. The Lightning have sold out every single game since 2016. And then going even further than back, attendance has not been an issue for the Lightning in decades. And I'm not going to be that person when talking about the Florida side of things that's going to be like, they only have 5 fans and blah, blah, blah. They're doing much better attendance-wise now. They're not selling out every game, but it's very much better when you look at where it was. And I'm not going to sit here and trash their fan base. It was a tough product to watch. Team not very good, management not great. So that fan base back and forth wasn't really there either. Funny enough, the Florida Panthers do actually lead the all-time series with the Lightning, despite the 3 championships to 1 now, all the playoff appearances, yada, yada, yada. They actually do lead in the series, but it's just not very, for some reason, for me, it's not very memorable. Like, in my mind, I can think of a bunch of games against the Boston Bruins and the Pittsburgh Penguins and all of these matchups, but I can't think of big regular season matchups from a decade ago with the Florida Panthers, despite them leading the series. So the hatred on ice wasn't there. The hatred between the fan base was not there, for me at least. Why am I going to hate them all of a sudden because they beat us in the playoffs for the first time? Like, hate has to build up over time. You have to do something crazy for me to just immediately hate you. They beat us in 5. They were the better team. Good for them. I don't hate you and prey on your downfall now. That's not how it works. It has to build up over time. And for me, it hasn't built up enough for me to just actively say, I hope you lose. I hope you have this top 3 collapse of all time in sports history. Is going to be the most embarrassing thing to happen to our rival. Like I've said it a million times, it did not happen. And then there's stuff like this. The Tampa Bay Lightning themselves are not treating the Panthers as a rival. Sunshine State, Hockey State. Congrats, Florida Panthers. That's not something, rivals really do against or say to each other. Right? This is not normal for a rivalry. So, that hate just is not there for me. Yet. I'm not going to come up in here and say there is no rivalry between the Panthers and the Lightning, because there is. On ice, we've seen it over the last few playoff series. Not really this series. It did not get chippy or, spark up, flare up how it has in series past. It's there on the ice. It is for sure. But when speaking about like fan base type stuff, I know just from my experiences with Florida Panthers fans, they've hated us for a while now. I've seen plenty on social media when the Lightning were on that back-to-back, going to the Stanley Cup 3 times in a row, actively rooting for the Lightning to lose. So I think it's like this now, but the Panthers are getting better. They won that first Stanley Cup. They got a good team, a good coach, good management. Who knows where it can end up? Honestly. Who knows? And they did just beat us for the first time in the playoffs, so that builds a little something more there. It's not just the Lightning winning all of the big games. So I can end it with this. You guys won your one. I did not actively root against you. I did not root for you. Congratulations on winning the Stanley Cup. It's an amazing feeling. Miss it very, very much. Very nice that the Stanley Cup is back in Florida. But you got your one. You got your one. If this situation were to arise again, where you guys are in the finals, I probably won't be rooting for you. I will probably be rooting against you, because you see it starting to even up. At the end of the day, it is a rivalry. The Battle of Florida is a thing for a reason. It's good for hockey. It's good for the growth of hockey as a sport in the state, and it's good for both of the fan bases and teams. You got your one. I'm rooting against you. If this situation arises again, I'm rooting against you. If you get you're getting too close. Back off. You're getting too close. Stay away. But that's going to be it for me. I just wanted to open up a dialogue on the Battle of Florida, the current state, how I feel about it, what I've been seeing and hearing around the Lightning fan base. Once again, I do not speak for all Lightning fans. Leave your comments below. I'm in front of a camera talking, giving my opinion. Okay, cool. Glad we got that covered. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Go Bolts. Every day is a great day to re-sign Steven Stamkos. Do it now, please.